Hello YouTube, my name is Nate with Nate's Executive Diecast Autos. Some of y'all might formerly know this channel as Nate the CP Warrior, where I talked about my cerebral palsy and being an advocate, but I wanted to go ahead and change it up. I haven't posted a video pertaining to stuff like that in a long time on this channel. So I wanted to change it up and make it into something that I believe would be a little bit more engaging and give me a little bit more motivation to want to post a video. So I recently just picked up on a new hobby, which is diecast car collecting. And so this video is mainly going to be an introduction, and it's also going to be a little bit of a showcase to my collection so far. One thing I will say, every single piece in my collection that is going to be in this video is all fully opening diecast except for two vehicles, but everything else is completely opening diecast. But I'm not gonna open up the doors, and the reason why is because I want to save that for my next video, where if you guys want me to do an individual review on a car, I can do that, and I can open up the doors and I can show the vehicles in detail. This one is mainly just going to show them off as sort of an introduction type of video. So I guess we'll start off with these right here. And just a little bit of a background story that details why I even got into diecast collecting. My grandfather has a collection, and when I say has, even after all these years, he still has one. But when I was a kid, he used to collect diecast cars, and you know, I used to always think that they were real fascinating. And funny thing about it, I used to always think that they were toys. So I used to always ask him if I could play with a few of them, and he would always tell me no. And the one thing he would always tell me, which I want other diecast collectors to understand, they are not toys. Some people might see them as toys, but they are not toys. If you are a true diecast collector, you would understand. And even though I just started diecast collecting, I know what it means to be a true collector now. And even to this day, he still has his diecast collection. And some of the vehicles that are in mine, which really most of them, they came from him. But we'll go ahead and start off with these two here. These two I actually got from my dad's friend, whose son used to collect these, but now that he's older, he doesn't collect them anymore, so she let me have them. This is a 1970 Chevy Nova SS coupe made by Maisto, which in my opinion, and some people might agree with me, some people might not, but in my opinion, I believe that Maisto is one of the best companies for making diecast collectibles. I think that their cars come out in good quality, especially the special editions, which are what these ones are. That's why they have the mount and the nameplate on them. And I have the boxes for both of these, and they actually say that they're a special edition, and I think they're limited edition too, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a 1970 Chevy Nova SS coupe, like I said. And then right beside that, you even got a vintage plate, SS badging. And then right beside that, you have a 1967 Chevy Camaro SS 396 convertible. Which, me personally, I'm not really a fan of the convertibles. But, you know, 2 free cars to add to my collection from my dad's friend, I'll take it. But I much rather would have preferred a hardtop. Not that I'm not a fan of convertibles, but I think the hardtops, like the one that was on the 69, I think that they look better. If I can get my hands on the 69 though, I want to move this one and put the 69 next to it, but put the 67 right here and the 69 right next to it, and just have 2 Camaros together. I think that that'll be really cool. But as of right now, being that I only have a certain number of cars, since I just started, I only have like maybe about 8 of them. And then also, I'm kind of limited on space right now. So for right now, this is what I'm doing for mine. You're more than welcome to do what you want to do for your collection, but this is what I'm doing for mine. So you got those 2, and I apologize if I'm putting the camera down. Those of y'all that follow me already, y'all know that I have cerebral palsy and I gotta crawl to get around when I'm not in my wheelchair. So I'm gonna put the camera down for just 1 second because I gotta turn around here. And then these over here, excuse that bottle of lotion by the way, but I'm gonna move that out the way. Ouch. Put that down. And then these over here, these are my other cars. These 2, along with the centerpieces, which are those 2 over there. I just recently got those not too long ago. The newest ones are actually these 2 and these 2. I got all of these when I first started, but these 2 and those 2, I got those not too long ago after. But we'll start off with these 2 first. If you don't already recognize these, which most of you probably would, and if you're a fan of the Fast and Furious, you should recognize these. These are actually from the Fast and Furious franchise. These are Dom's cars. This one is a 1970 Dodge Charger, and this one is a 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. Now this one, if you guys want to see a review on this one, I think that this one would actually be worth having a little bit of a rant over, and you'll see why if I get comments asking me to review it. But let me just put it this way. I have never, out of all the times that I've seen diecast car reviews, I've never seen a diecast car that has that many imperfections as this one has. This one has some also, but this one is just one issue after another. So if you guys want me to review that one, leave it in the comments and I'll review it. But I think this one is also worth having having a rant over. Because, man, as much as I like the car and as much as I like the color scheme, and it's mainly going to be used as a collector piece like all the others, I don't mind it because it's going to be on the shelf being displayed anyway. But, you know, if I was going to get this car, I would have hoped to get a better one. But, you know, these two I got from Walmart though, so I can't always expect me to get the best cars from there. You know, I basically get stuck with what I pay for. But yeah, if you want me to review that one, comment Plymouth Roadrunner in the comments and I'll do a review. I actually want to try to do a review on all these if I can, but I want to first see which one you guys want me to review first, and if I get enough likes on it, I'll review the others. Or maybe just do them myself, I don't know. But I got these two, and then I got all these. Now this one actually was mine to begin with. I've had this one for a real long time. When I was a young kid, I used to play with these. You could find these at Walmart. They came in like a little pack of 3. So I had 3. I had this truck. I had a fully custom Mustang, so nothing was original on it. And then I had a 1964 Ford Galaxy, I think it was, and a real nice blue with a white top. I wish I would have still kept that car because it had a real pretty color scheme on it, and it would have been nice to put in the collection, but I don't know what happened to it. The Mustang, I let that one go. I actually got rid of it, and I let that become a toy for the little kids. If they ever came to my house, like my little cousins, they can play with it. And I kept the truck, and it's not a bad little truck. But in order, like I said, these two, 70 Dodge Charger and a 70 Plymouth Roadrunner. And then down here, starting from here. Oh, and before I forget, I gotta tell you the sizes, because I know a lot of people like to know the sizes. Those two are 1/18 scale. The Chevy Nova and the Camaro SS, that's 1/18 scale. And then these two are 1/24 scale. Then down here, starting from here, you have a 1964 and a half Ford Mustang, also 1/18 scale. And then the truck, somebody that's an expert on little scales like this, if you guys know what scale this is, let me know. You know, if you kind of have an idea based on what it looks like, let me know. But there's that, and then there's another 1/18 scale. So I have maybe about 4 out of the 8 that are 1/18 scale. But this is another 1/18 scale. 1957 Chevy Corvette gasser. And then I have a 1/32 scale 1959 Loomis armored GMC armored truck. So yeah, it's not that big of a collection right now, but like I said, as I get some more cars and I get some more space, I'll probably put a couple of them right here. If I can get some that are, I don't know if 1/18 scale will fit right here. But if I can get maybe 2 more 124 scale, I'm gonna try to put some right here just to kind of fill that space up. But what I plan on doing is putting the cars together based on the company that makes them. So of course all these are pretty much General Motors, Chevy, Chevy, you got Ford with Ford, Chevy and GMC, you know, Dodge and Plymouth, which really doesn't make a difference because, as I said, they're all General Motors. After it was Plymouth, it eventually became Chrysler, so, you know, they're all General Motors. But Dodge and Plymouth, Ford with Ford, Chevy with GMC, and then those 2 Chevys right there. So, yeah, I know it's a small collection right now, but it will eventually grow once I get the space and I get enough money to buy more cars. Because, you know, these cars aren't cheap, especially if you want to get diecast cars, which diecast cars are a little bit harder to find now, because one thing I've noticed now, based on some other collectors that I've seen on YouTube, now a lot of people are turning more towards resin as opposed to diecast like these. So to find die-cast cars, it's a little bit harder than finding resin. You know, sometimes you might find opening resin, sometimes you might find sealed resin. And I don't mind having resin, but I would much rather try to go for die-cast if I could. Because die-cast kind of helps keep that classic look, in my opinion, I think. I think if you get resin, it's more of a toyish kind of look rather than an authentic actual car kind of look. So yeah, that's it for this video. As I said, I know it's a small collection right now, but I just started not that long ago, so I don't have that many cars, and I also don't have a whole lot of room right now. But it will grow. And as I said, if you want me to do an individual review, if I don't decide to do one myself, if you want me to do an individual review on any of the cars that you've seen in this video, comment which one you would like to see, and I will do a review on each of them. So, just in case anyone wants to comment which one they want, I will say the names of each one again. So this one is a 1970 Dodge Charger. The one beside that is a 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. Down here, 1964 and a half Ford Mustang. 1956 Ford F100 custom pickup. 1957 Chevy Corvette gasser. 1959 GMC armored truck with Loomis armored decal. And then a 1970 Chevy Nova SS coupe and a 1967 Chevy Camaro SS 396 convertible.